Yes, I think one of my earliest memories of singing when I was quite young would probably just be even from somewhere like Brownies, where they have certain songs that you sing in Brownies. And then I sang in the choir, so obviously there was a variety of different hymns and things, and one learnt the words to them because they were sort of repetitive, maybe from one Sunday to the next. And the thing is, when you're younger, you learn the words so quickly. And then you get older like Nanny, Miriam, and you think to yourself, I can remember all the words, but don't ask me what I had for breakfast yesterday, because I probably won't remember. When I was in care in a children's home, it was after I'd left, after 13 years, who should visit, and I missed out on that, were the Beatles. And they arrived, and when I read about it, I thought, oh, I miss seeing the Beatles. After being there all those years, and that I should go and miss it. I wasn't sort of mad keen on them, not like the girls that are all screaming as soon as they get off the plane. You know, I liked more the sort of ballad type music rather than the pop, actually. I was actually in a folk group, so and it was based on those sort of songs, which was great for me. I could sort of, and when I was in a folk group, I was the only female singer. I don't think I had an amazing voice, but I think it blended with the fellas. They were on their guitars, etc. And I had sort of a contralto voice, but it blended well with them. When I worked in a care home myself, looking after disabled people, they would go on these holidays arranged for disabled. And so I would go in the capacity of looking after one of the carers, but also singing. So in the evenings we would entertain, and so that was good fun actually. It was sort of a combination of caring for people but also being allowed to sort of sing. Where the nursing home, they had their own social club with a stage and everything. So and we could, that was for the staff, but we were allowed to invite residents over to our club. And then the folk group, us, we would get up on the stage and sing our folk songs. And that's when I met my husband. He came with his friend. He didn't work in the nursing home, but he came, he saw it advertised and came up and came in there. And that's how we first met. Well, the funny thing is, when I retired from the nursing home after 32 years, they had a big party for me and gifts and everything, thanking me for you know, all the years that I'd sort of been there. And when I finally left, so that sort of, I retired at that time as well. And then when I came back to Petersfield and I walked down the high street, I saw this big placard and it said, "The singing nun retires." I was so embarrassed. And I thought, oh my goodness me, everyone would be, you know, because there was a picture of me inside and everything as well. Because when I was working, I used to go around with a medicine trolley, always singing, always singing. So I got the nickname, the Singing Nun. We went by boat across to Holland, and I went with friends to see Tina Turner, and that was a magical evening. It really, really was. And I've never seen the fact where they bring this sort of like a crane. So there's Tina Turner up on this crane, which comes out into the audience. So you feel that she's almost singing in front of you, and she's got an amazing voice. Well, I always remember one particular sort of occasion when I found, when I was little, church I found particularly comforting, because we weren't too happy where we were, and listening to the words of the hymns were good for me, you know, and the children's songs, talking about children and above the bright blue sky and things like this. And I really hung on to those words, and they were the things that cheered me up. And even if I'm on my own now and I'm sort of cleaning and dusting, I'm singing away. It's important, isn't it? It's uplifting. I might get discovered one of these days, who knows? I always remember when my grandchildren were little, and when my daughter was little, I would always sing nursery rhymes. Not everybody does, especially these days with all this technology, but I always did. And the lovely thing is that even as they got older, they will still remember the words. And you hope that that memory stays with them, because it's so special, because then they gradually have their own lives to lead. But that special time together and singing nursery rhymes and doing the actions, I never felt silly doing those things, even going down the street, you know, with one in a pushchair. And I'd be singing nursery rhymes, it wouldn't bother me in the least. And that would make other people smile, which, you know, that's how we build conversations. I'm quite a happy person, really, against all the odds, you know, with sort of strange start in life. But it just instantly makes you happy to be singing, you know, and obviously within a group, that's even more uplifting. A choir, in my case, a folk group, you know, it's important to sort of share that sort of happiness and everything. But yes, and you know, if you sing, it makes other people smile too, and that makes me happy. You know, I sound a bit happy clappy, but that's the way.